This confirms it as we have a brand new update surrounding one player in particular that not only do the Blue Jays desperately need, but this new update changes the outlook of this team as we approach the end of the regular season. And folks, it has never been more clear. We're going to dive into exactly what I mean and, of course, what this means going forward. But not only that, we have multiple huge updates, including the plan being revealed ahead of the series opener tonight, as well as a few other things, including interesting notes surrounding Bo Bichette. Ton to go over today, but before we get into it all, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Jays content. Your guys' support has truly been unbelievable. And if you're enjoying it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Folks, Jays lost the last two against the Rays. They lost yesterday. They fell now to 3 games up on, I guess they're still 3 games up, but they've dropped down from 5 to 3 games up on the New York Yankees, technically 4 with the virtual tiebreaker. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pretty rough, past couple games, especially offensively. But most importantly, I want to dive into something today that not only is absolutely, it's never been more clear that the Jays need it, but folks, is huge going forward. And let's dive right into it. Yesterday, let's start with this update here. Anthony Santander hit a moonshot, not really a moonshot, more of a laser beam home run from the right-handed side. And also stay tuned to the end of the video. We have we have a roster move, an intriguing one. But you can see here, he hit it 111.5 off of the bat. And Thomas Hall comes out and saying Anthony Santander has now gone deep from both sides in his rehab assignment. Blue Jays could certainly use an injection of power into the lineup here. Folks, they desperately need Anthony Santander back. And if it wasn't clear prior to yesterday's game, it's more clear than ever now. This is a team that needs an injection of power, specifically against lefties, but just in general. And if you don't think that Anthony Santander can help this Toronto Blue Jays team offensively, then you are mistaken, right? There's no doubt about it in my eyes and a lot of people's eyes here, because he's hit 2 home runs now and his average isn't great. Whether you want to dive into, a bunch of different things. His exit velocity looks good. His bat speed looks good. And he is crushing baseballs. And that's what the Blue Jays need desperately. You fit him into this team ahead of the start of the playoffs. You get Bo Bichette back for the ALDS. In a perfect world, you can have a real chance at a World Series here. But something to note is that he took a 41-second home run trot, which is not something you see very often. And John Schneider commented on it and said he took his time. He checked in just in case to make sure it wasn't injury related. It wasn't. Santander is fine. And for now, he thinks Santander will stay with Buffalo through the weekend, but he'll speak with him shortly. So, folks, there is a chance today before the game when we get our abundance of updates that we get some news on Santander. He's either going to be staying through the weekend with Buffalo or coming down to the Toronto Blue Jays against the Kansas City Royals. I would lean towards, playing in the next series, but he is on the way back, right? They played him in the outfield. They played him back-to-back days, not in the outfield, of course, the outfield on Wednesday, and then yesterday played him as DH. Folks, get him back, right? Like, you look at, yes, this year was horrible, -1 wins above replacement, 179 average. I don't care about that at this point. Bring him in. You can see his past, 3-4 years, the home runs, 33, 28, 44. He is a bona fide star when it comes to hitting for power. Nothing else really. Doesn't really get on base a lot or anything like that. Bring him in. This team needs it. They need an injection of life, especially with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. scuffling and struggling as of late. Bring him in. Have him join this team. And I'm excited for it, right? And it's never been more clear, and this confirms it from John Schneider that they're looking for, and it confirms that not only do they need him badly, but this is the time to bring him up. And I'll keep you up to date. We'll keep you up to date every step of the way with his rehab process like we have. I expect him either back today, but more likely in the next series. Now, speaking of one of the reasons we need him so badly is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And John Schneider actually spoke out on the offense and Vladdy particularly, and he said something he doesn't usually say. I think he kind of just gave away that at-bat against Kelly. Vlad is one swing away. He's one swing away basically all the time. We let things snowball here a little bit in the past 2 days. So we called out Vladimir Guerrero Jr. a little bit here, which is not something he usually does. But at the same time, it is what it is. And I don't know if Vladdy gave an at-bat away. He's been struggling, and Vladdy is a fantastic hitter. Everyone goes through cold spurts. You're playing the Rays, not in the Trop, but on the road. Like, it's a cursed ballpark. You're expecting some, below average results. The fact they got a split is great. The fact they lost the last 2 is bad. But Vladdy's going to be just fine. It's good and better to get his cold streak out of the way now rather than once the season is over and the postseason is upon us. I'm not worried about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the slightest. He will be perfectly fine. But an interesting, and John Schneider is very careful with his words. Very interesting to see him use this verbiage, which is something he doesn't usually do, and kind of call out Vladdy. And maybe that'll wake him up for this series against Kansas. The AL East is not a given at this point, folks. You have to go out and actually win it because you're only 3 games up now against the Yankees, who have an easier schedule than you. Take care of business against the Royals. Take care of business against the Red Sox. Take care of business against the Rays to wrap up the regular season, and you'll be good to go. So it's going to be interesting there. Also, something to note as well, the game today is on Sportsnet because they swapped, I think it's Sportsnet, but with Apple Broadcast, but you can watch it on Sportsnet because they swapped things. And everyone was talking about how they can't clinch a playoff spot, today now that they lost yesterday and Cleveland won. There is a funny world where that happens. So the Blue Jays can clinch a playoff spot with a win today. It's due to the 6 guaranteed losses of Detroit, Cleveland, Boston playing each other. Laid it out below. Hopefully, I don't have the correct correction. Basically, there's a wild world. I think it was 2-1 with one of the teams, and the Jays win. There's a wild world where they do clinch tonight. More than likely not happening. It would probably be tomorrow. But the point I want to bring up is they need to win tonight's game. And all this stuff about having the AL East secured, blah, 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 you don't have it secured. You need to win. You cannot throw away an opportunity to win the AL East here and get a bye. You have injuries. You have players that are fatigued. Chris Bass is hurting, and Bass has been hurting all year. You have to come out. Well, it hasn't been hurting all year, but over the past few weeks, you have to come out and win these baseball games. Like, it's a very big concern at this point. The Yankees still being this close. You have the tiebreaker, and they're going with their A starters. So Max Scherzer, Shane Bieber, Trey Savage, and Trey Savage is confirmed to be starting, which was, like I said in yesterday's video, most likely going to happen. But he is going to be starting on Sunday, and of course Scherzer today, Bieber tomorrow. That's an A-grade team, like A-grade rotation. Sorry, go out. Be the beast that you are and win the ball game. I cannot stress it enough. Obviously, we all know the Jays want to win, blah, blah, blah. If you can get ahead in this series and just win today, win tomorrow, doesn't really matter what the Yankees do with so many games left, right? Keep on moving. Also, a big note on Bo Bichette here. He will travel with the team to continue his rehab in Kansas City and Toronto. Very good news. He is continuing his rehab. I am all but, almost positive that he will return for the ALDS. If it's the wildcard series, that's a week early. He'd have to return, which probably won't happen. So you have to win the ALDS for a million different reasons. And they're trying to do it, obviously, or win the AL East, and get a bye to the ALDS. And I'm not saying they aren't trying to win, but I think some people are underestimating the importance of these last few games. And maybe Vladdy himself is by, under his own manager's words, giving at-bats away. A couple other things here as well. Ryan Borucki was cleared, meaning he didn't claim in waivers, and he's been assigned to AAA. If you covered it, if you watched my video a couple days ago, I covered it. Basically, Ryan Borucki said after he got DFA'd, of course it was a roster crunch for Trey Savage, makes total sense, but he said he wants to remain in the organization. This is someone who's been in the organization since 2018, 2019, and then of course got moved around. He loves Toronto. Clearly, he wants to be here, and he will be here. I think this is someone that potentially could take over as a beast of a left-hander out of the pen next year, similar to the step that Brendan Little took this year. So it's going to be interesting. It's also going to be interesting to see what Trey Savage does. A couple people thinking that he won't be a starter in the playoffs if he had the bullpen. Regardless, Earns Welling's on it, folks. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on all this. Big moves are coming for this team if they can go ahead and take care of business. But Anthony Santander is on the horizon. Bo Bichette's on the horizon. And your guys' support's been absolutely fantastic. You guys have been beast. Thanks for watching. See you later.